Let's do some like grounding so we can get in it. And I have time to get out of the way.
Okay, so before we start, we just take a second to let everyone just kind of shake out nerves, worry, and kind of leave that and let it soak down through the body and into the ground. Just releasing any tension and just focusing on that connection with yourself, with your people, with whatever it is that you connect with, and grounding down into the earth. Just finding that autonomous space as we begin. Are we ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay. Before we begin, is there anything that Kaylah needs before we start?
Some energy and grounding would be helpful.
Could you assist with that, please?
Yes. Okay.
And are you able to assist with me as well?
Yes.
Okay. As we're here today, what would you like to speak about as a topic for today?
We are very happy that all of you have made it here today. As we know, this may be a first experience for many, and we commend you on your bravery and effort in coming today, as we know it is a bit outside of the box, we will say. You are meant to be here and understand different aspects of your soul and your lineage, as well as the direction of your path moving forward. There is much buzz and we will say negativity swirling in your sphere currently. In the world that you live in is, we will say, bringing up a lot of chaos within the collective. And we do not want you to get sidetracked into this chaos, as you have chosen to be here, to understand a deeper level of your soul and your path forward and your relation to others within your life. And we hope that today, by opening up to this channel, that this will bring you some clarity and peace in your movement forward. It is easy to get stuck in the mind, as Kaylah and Chelsey are very keen and aware of. It is important to bring this up as to understand that it perpetuates your reality. And we are not talking about, I don't like my job, so I'm going to quit and not do anything at all and do what I want. We are talking about the way in which you perceive your reality or the things in which you are doing. And sometimes the direction that you are going in is not the direction in which you would like currently, but that is not to say that you cannot change your direction. It is important to understand that the way that you perceive the things that you are doing helps manifest more of the same. And say you do not like your job or you do not like the direction or path in which you are going, and so we would say rest in the things that you do enjoy and create the feeling and understanding of where you would like to go, and then thus it will create the path forward on the things that you would like to create more of. You are in essence creating a reality and getting out of the one that you do not wish to be in. And this is what we mean by the perceptions of the mind and the way that they are perpetuated.
Why is this important? I mean, what if your day is predominantly filled with things that you don't want to do or that you have to do, and there is little time for the things that you do enjoy?
But what are small ways in which that you can switch the way that you think about the things that you do? Finding, we will say, small moments of peace and joy within the things that you are doing. And maybe you do not let the mind take hold on the things that you are doing, and you do not simply think about the things that you are doing. Many times you are drudging around thinking about all of the things that you hate about the things that you are doing, which is just going to perpetuate more of that feeling. So we say, how can you feel good in the present body right now? How does my body feel today? Oh, the sun is out. That is so beautiful. How can you find small moments of joy and peace when you are in the things that you do not like? And this is what we mean by creating your perception. Things begin to shift and you begin to see more of that. Does that make sense?
It does, but how does that shift our day-to-day when we have to go to work and we know that that's a pattern that will continue, or do the things and responsibilities we have? How does that begin to shift that when we have to show up through those things? What difference does that make?
Because the energy that you are sitting in is one of dislike and heaviness. And so you are creating more of that within your mind and the way that you are perceiving those things. If you take a slight shift in the way that you are perceiving things to a more present feeling of how do I feel right now, or how do my feet feel on the ground, and does that feel good or not? We are saying that you can create more of that feeling. We will say that the negative feeling is very dense, and the more that you create that, the more you will feel it, and the more intense it will feel as you move through that experience.
So if we focus on the more positive things, the lighter energy, the things that bring us a little bit of joy in the moment, that shifts the reality how?
Just ever so slightly, it changes the energetic field in which you are in. And then you begin to see the things that you enjoy more because you are attuning to that vibrational frequency versus the vibrational frequency of that negative feeling you are experiencing. Minus more. Okay.
And how does that shift our reality over time?
You begin to create more of a vibrational frequency that is a match for what you would like, what you are creating more of. It is a timeline shift, so to speak.
And how does that create a timeline shift? Does that change our trajectory, or?
You are more so vibrationally shifting onto a timeline in which you would like to be on. It is the vibration of the things that you are creating. You are all energy and frequency and vibration. And thus, by simply shifting the vibration in which you are in, it creates more, we will say, experiences that are different than the one that you are in.
And so today, how can we implement that more fully going forward? What's most important about that?
We understand that the human mind is a difficult thing to overcome for some of you. And we will say just taking a small baby step in this direction can be helpful. It doesn't have to be an overhaul of your mind. We will say just one baby shift into a different thought or a curiosity, we will say, can be helpful.
And it gets easier over time?
Correct. Maybe simply asking yourself, how do I wish to feel right now? If I do not want to feel this, how do I wish to feel? We will say not to focus on how you want to completely change your life, because that will overwhelm you and make it more not very, we will say, significant change in that direction in which you would like to go. We are saying, how can I make a small shift in the moment now? And you continue to make these small shifts until you see a bigger shift happen down the line. This is not an overnight fix. It is small step-by-step process.
And so this is important for us moving forward as a collective and as individuals?
Yes, especially currently in the climate you are in. It is easy to get caught up and distracted in the things that you are doing, as well as the chaos that is happening within the world. And so taking small moments of time for yourself in order to shift your energy can be helpful. And the moments you take to pause and be present within your mind can be helpful in understanding the way that your mind works. We simply ask you to become an observer of your mind and the thoughts in which you are having, and you will see the nonsense and things that are spewed within the mind that aren't necessarily what you would like. And these are just coping mechanisms that you have learned to deal with, or childhood patterns in which you have imprinted on yourself as ones that you have learned from other people. And it is easy to move through these and break them with time. It takes just to being an observer and being present with your mind and taking the small steps in that direction.
Is there anything else that you want to speak on before we move on to questions?
That is all for today.
Okay. We're still starting in this back right corner?
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead with your questions.
This is something that I've carried with me since my teenage years. I wonder if I have ever been placed under a spell.
No, not necessarily you, but the generational, we will say, lineage in which you are from definitely has the energy of, we will say, I'm seeing like a weight, like okay, so it's like an anchor, so to speak, but it's holding you down from moving forward. It feels as though like you can't get out of it. It's just like a heaviness. Like you try to move forward, but it's pulling you back, is the image that I'm seeing.
Good. You can ask more about it, or...
So could this be a fact that I have trouble forgiving myself?
Yes, you are unnecessarily hard on yourself, which is also something that you have learned from the women who have come before you.
Turning the arrows.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And as we close that out, are we ready to move on to the next questions?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The volunteers that started to come after World War II, I believe, are they strictly from somewhere else, or have they ever had lifetimes on Earth before?
There are a mix. There are some that have had a few incarnations on Earth, but many are incarnating from other planets and are other species in order to raise the vibration of your collective, but also hold the vibration as well. There are different levels of volunteers that are coming. They have different, we will say, jobs. Some are meant to raise the collective, while others are meant to just be stabilizers.
Are there more coming? Are they always coming?
Yes.
Thank you.
Is that all your questions? Okay. Do you want to ask yours now, Sumitra? Okay. We'll close that out. And as we do, are we ready to move on to the next ones?
Yes.
Okay. Jill?
Okay, I guess my question is related to the last one. If we have a sense that we might have a different star lineage, how can we be sure about that?
This comes down to being able to trust yourself and develop your own discernment, as there is much information coming in and out of your, we will say, sphere of energy. And so practicing that grounded energy and inner voice can be helpful in understanding where it is that you come from. We will say that there are many signs within your reality that are pointing you in the direction of where you have come from. They are trying to awaken your energy to them, as you will see through different signs, through messages that you get within your mind, images, as well as things that you read that ping your interest, so to speak. That sounds familiar, that sounds interesting. We will say follow those leads, as they are pointing you in the direction in which you are meant to go.
Is there anything I need to be doing differently?
Cleansing and clearing your energy field can be very beneficial. We will say that connecting in with the earth, as well as connecting in with your higher self, forming almost a column of energy, can be helpful in maintaining your energetic stability and balance, allowing the earth energy to come up and to clear your energy, and then your higher self to come in and recalibrate to what you need. And then you can simply push your energy out to create a protection barrier around you, so that that is beneficial with all this new information coming up.
Thank you.
And we can close that one out as we clear, and are we ready to move on to the next?
Yes, we are.
Taylor, do you have any questions?
I have had a lot of changes in the past year, life changes, and wondering if there's anything that
I should be focusing on priorities or anything that my spirit guides might have to share.
Yes, we want to commend you on your strength and bravery as you've moved through this past year, as we know it has been a dense and heavy one for you. And we would like to send you love in the loss that you have had throughout your life thus far, as we know that that is a pain point and laden with grief and sorrow. And so we will say the next step that is very helpful for you would be to focus on self-love and finding that within yourself, and understanding that there are different information and life is happening for you and not to you, and it is understandably frustrating to hear as you have gone through much loss in your life. But we would also like to highlight that you have abilities in which you can connect with spirit and rekindle these relationships in a new light. But focusing on that self-love and finding that within yourself can be very helpful in moving forward on your path.
Thank you.
Is that all? Okay. Can we close that out? Can you give Kayla a boost at this time?
Yes. So I'm very thirsty there. Okay. Okay, we are ready.
Okay.
So I was going to ask for a personal scan, body energy, and see if there was anything that I need to be aware of or anything that isn't serving my highest good.
Yes, we will do a scan and let you know. There is a heaviness on top of your heart chakra that has been a little bit hard to clear. It simply looks like a little round, we will say, black and gray kind of debris that has built up from the experiences in which you have had that has been a bit difficult to clear. However, we can help you to clear this if you so wish.
Yes, please.
A regrounding of your energy can be beneficial and helpful moving forward as well.
Thank you.
Do you have another question?
I was going to also ask about my cat, who has a mark on her forehead. I was curious how she showed up for our house and if that was sort of predestined, what that meant.
Yes, she is a, we will say, protector of sorts of your house, a spiritual cat that helps you on your journey moving forward as your gifts and abilities are expanding. As you have seen, you have gotten, we will say, more in depth with the things in which you are here to do. And you are learning more about yourself and accepting the things in which you have cast aside as differences compared to other people. You are embracing these moving forward, and your cat is here to help you with that.
Thank you. And one last thing regarding the blue lotus oil, which I know a new batch was completed. Would that be beneficial for me as well?
Yes, that would be helpful.
Thank you.
And as we close that out, are we good to move on to the next questions?
Yes, we are good.
Okay.
Okay. I asked last time about a blockage. I had a QHHT session that showed myself being a shaman, Eskimo shaman, ice, and being abducted. And I had a lot of pain in that area in the left eye from something they were doing. I was wondering if that was relevant, and I've also listened to your session where you were talking about experimentation inside of mountains, ice mountains, and that's almost exactly what I envisioned in my visions. Is that relatable or tying in anywhere?
Yes, last time we have highlighted that there have been past lives in which you have lived that have accumulated some dense debris that you have held onto, and this is part of it. Your QHHT was shedding light on past patterns and experiences in which you have had, and we want to commend you on following your intuition and the things that are coming up for you as you are putting the puzzle pieces together. We will say that this life in which you have experienced within QHHT is going to unlock many new insights on your path forward. And we will also say that there are images that will come up over the next coming weeks and months that will unfold more so as you have unlocked more information within your QHHT session.
Okay, was some of that holding back any of my gifts or DNA? And if so, is any of it clear?
We will say that it was more, we will say experimentation on your gifts, trying to replicate them and place them into other beings in this sort of creation. We will say that these gifts are accessible. It is a means of calling them back to you and fully understanding. And this is what we mean by more images and understanding will come through in the coming days and weeks. However, it is important to understand that these things may come up in odd times, such as when you are doing things where your mind is a bit distracted. And if you get images while driving or in the shower or doing things such as cleaning, these images can come in and be a bit shocking. You may also find these images popping up within your dream state. It will feel a bit dizzying if it comes from a dream, so do not be frightened by what you might see. We will just say,
does any of it have to do with healing with animals? Or can I open that?
this part, not necessarily, but it is something that you can open.
And as we close that out, are we ready to move on to the next questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Lyra, it's you, it's your home. Yeah. And thank you for all the help and for both of you. I've gained so much by coming. I've seem to have had a lot of more clarity, especially since the last couple of times. But my question today is, I've always second guessed myself, and even growing up, I did automatic writing even at 2 years old, but I don't remember because of my car accident. I've had 3 near-death experiences and 1 drowning. So the doctors, I've been given a lot of medications to try to repress, but I'm also aware that I have had abductions also and came back with memories. And I was, now it seems like not all of a sudden, that's not correct. Due to a lot of what we've been doing, I've gotten a lot more clarity, and I'm trusting, I'm not second guessing things that have happened, because I've come upon several sites that children, I wasn't the only one, nobody's ever the only one anyway. It's hundreds of thousands that were tested and used for things, and they said it stopped in '93. No, it did not. I feel like I know where I came from out of the water. When they say an old soul, this is just my feeling, y'all. This is just my I'm going with what feels right for me, and I can see where I was told that I kind of gotten stuck. I was the first group that stayed where the other 2 left. So, a while back, I went through a major depression of being around people because I felt like my planet was not there anymore, that something occurred at that time, but it has not, because I've been visiting lately. So my question is, I used to just call it a group consciousness. That I've studied a lot with the one, so I just called it a group consciousness. But I've had several forms to come in and show themselves very, very clearly. Not human-like either. Not eerie, but it's not like a timeline. I'm not going to call it a timeline. I can tell that I'm going somewhere at night and doing things and coming back. I've even been a thief, evidently. I've been showing a few people what I'm bringing back with me, which is hilarious. It's kind of freaky. Oh, I'm stealing while I'm asleep, bringing home items. I would like to ask, I don't know if you haven't asked it or answered it, but what society or what group am I working with? A certain group of entities or souls? I'm very comfortable, and I'm getting a lot of children that's coming to me, and I know that that's what I want to do is because of what occurred to me. And I just had one yesterday that was 13. If there's one child, I'm going to get emotional, that I can help because of what happened to me. I was put in a special school, and my mother drew the limits when they wanted to do shock treatments on me. She drew the limit then. But my memories that I was told would not come back for the traumatic brain injury, and I had retrograde amnesia, so technically from birth to 25, I don't know what was true or not, but I'm beginning to get clearer what was. And I'm feeling more at ease because of that. Because it's my truth, it's not anybody else's truth, this is my truth. But could you give me any who may be working with me? Is there any guidance that you could give me working with the forms that's coming through to me at this time? Does that sound?
Yeah, that's about right. What's working with you, especially at nighttime?
Yeah, especially at night, because they are showing where I'm going and teaching and being put in certain things to heal, the healing modality, and I'm coming back with things that have been confirmed that I've held back, but I've said, but I know now that it's a piece of the puzzle that all of us are putting together.
Yeah, so I'm seeing more of like the word than anything else, and I don't know if this is who is working with you, but they're saying something along the lines of like more is to come in terms of who is working with you, but to look up what feels resonant about the Anunnaki.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thank you.
To look that up, and then more will come up about the groups in which you are working with, but see what feels resonant about Anunnaki, because that's the word that just keeps coming up over and over in my mind.
Yeah. Because I've always heard that they were kind of not so good, but what's coming is no, it's like anything else with duality. And it seems like I was one of the first ones in women that were teaching, and that's why we were downgraded, was the Anunnaki. So thank you.
Well, maybe she has something to elaborate on how it's working with you.
A little bit more about
why it's working with her at night in particular.
Yeah, we were talking about that coming here.
At night, there are less barriers and boundaries around your conscious awareness, as in your day-to-day, you are more guarded, we will say, in the information in which comes through. In your dream state, you are a bit more open, so to speak, to different experiences and things happening. It is a state in which your consciousness more easily flows in and out, and you are more, we will say, perceptible to the things that are trying to work with you. Thus, before going into dream state, it might actually be beneficial and helpful to ask for more information about these beings and ask them to tell you more about them, and to ask to remember it.
That's what's coming, the clarity that's coming. Thank you for verifying that for me. Just, is there anything else that I made that you could suggest for me?
We will say that you are on the right path, clearing the attachments and energy buildup from the last time has been very beneficial and helpful, and has catapulted you into a direction in which will lead to much insight moving forward. And we cannot give more information about this, as this is your natural learning about where you have come from in your lineage and the things in which are happening within your energetic field. What we will say is this: cleansing and clearing your energy moving forward, especially after you wake and before you go to bed, can be beneficial in order to, we will say, not collect anything from the astral and the things in which you are working with. It's very easy, because you are more open at night, to be in contact with different things such as astral parasites and things that can attach to your energetic field. And so cleansing and clearing after and before can be beneficial.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all the help from both of you, and especially thank you, Kaylah.
And as we close that out, is there anything that Kaylah needs at this time before we continue?
A boost in energy can be beneficial.
Can you assist us both with that?
Yes.
All right. And are we ready for the next questions?
We are ready.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to say thank you for having us here. It's been really eye-opening. My pressing question right now is that I'm feeling drained of energy, extreme drain of energy as of more recent, and I'm wondering if you can help me assist with this and maybe tell me why this is happening to me right now.
There is a direction in which your soul is looking to go currently in your reality. There is a difficulty in allowing yourself to go in this direction, as it is not, we will say, maybe the most acceptable. This comes from much childhood, we will say, experiences and imprints of sorts. And so it is this drain and depression in which you are feeling is your soul asking you for what it actually wants. And so can you sit in a place of silence and allow yourself to ask your soul what it needs and allow that to come to the surface? And then can you take small steps in that direction to allowing yourself to go there? And what does that mean for your relationships? You will see that they may shift, and that is okay, as you are not, we will say, losing them. There may be a feeling of feeling misunderstood within certain relationships, and that is to show you maybe where you are not owning who you are meant to be. And so if those relationships fall to the side, that is understandable, but it is not the loss of sorts in which you think it is. And so allowing yourself to be true to yourself is the most important moving forward, and finding soul love for yourself and who you are, as you are a important person and you are meant to do great things for the collective and others.
Is there anything energetically you can do to help me?
Yes, there is a clearing that we can help you with regarding your heart chakra as well. This is in the front and the back, coming from past as well as present buildup. This will take place over the next couple of days, a shedding of sorts. And so do not fret if you do not feel so great over the next couple of days, as this is just a purging of energy of sorts. But we will say, find small pockets of joy if you can in the things that you like, and do not worry so much about what other thinks of you. What do you think of you, and can you find that within yourself?
Go ahead with your next question.
And I was curious if you could tell me like the root cause of my heart issues that I've been having for, I don't know, the last 20 years at least. And if there's some type of, I don't know, sometimes it feels like maybe a family or a generational curse or something. It just feels very heavy.
This is very karmic in nature, but does not necessarily originate from this life, as it originates from many different lives that you have lived, and it is a compounding effect. But you have come into this life to end this cycle for yourself, and more understanding will come in the coming times as this sort of clearing takes place, and more energetic work may be necessary in the future to realign your energy centers.
And as we close that out, are we okay to move to the next questions?
Yes, we are.
Do you have questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I had a sort of a recurring vision of a reflection, the sun off the water dancing along the walls of a house that I'm in, or a place that I'm in. Is it actually a vision of a future destiny, or is it something else?
It is, we will say, up to you, as you are the creator of your reality. It is a potential, we will say, but does not necessarily mean that it is written in stone, as you have a choice of whether you go there or not. Your energetic vibration and the choices that you make change the direction of your reality, we will say. And so this is showing you as a potential, but it is not an absolute.
Go ahead.
Does it have anything to do with her?
No, not necessarily.
You can ask them to elaborate.
Yeah, could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
This is for your own soul's direction. However, your partnership is important, but this is more so for you and your own soul. It is important within the relationship not only to honor each other, but to each honor your own paths in which you are on.
Thank you.
As we close that out, are we ready to move on to the next question?
Yes, we are.
Okay, Sumitra.
Thank you for having me here. And can I have the body scan and chakra healing, please?
Yes. So this is more so like an image coming through, but it's like a dense energy around like your rib cage area. It's in the front, it's not necessarily in the back. I think it encompasses the lungs as well. Almost like difficulty to breathe in certain experiences. This is something that we can help to clear with if you so wish.
Yes, please.
We'll say that this originates around identity, who you are in the world, and who you are to yourself. It is more so tied to your, we'll say, solar plexus chakra area, where a rebalancing is needed there. Okay, that is complete. Thank you.
Go ahead with your next question.
Oh yeah, my next one is, can you help me to go into deep meditation and quiet my mind? I'm having difficulty with it.
Yes, there is a soothing energy that we can help provide. However, there is additional work that has to be done on your end. And so what we will say is not getting frustrated with your meditative practice. This is where a lot of the barriers and issues arise for you. There is a deep want and need to go into meditation, and then there is a frustration around the fact that you cannot, which then leads to more of the same. And so moving forward, we want you to find lightness in your meditations and being the observer of the mind and not necessarily judging that, not judging the thoughts or the fact that you're even having thoughts. Look at it with a form of lightness of, there's the thought, that is an interesting thought, and not getting consumed by the thought, but allowing it to be there and then to pass. You will soon see that these will not become as heavy as they have been before. But for now, become an observer of your thoughts and allow that to be your meditative practice, and it will transform in time.
Thank you. And my other question is, I have lost some of my loved ones in the past. Are they in a good place right now?
Yes, they are, and they are constantly trying to connect and send you signs. And so we would suggest asking for a sign from them if that would bring you comfort, and allowing whatever is meant to transpire to happen.
Thank you.
All right, and as we close that out, are we okay to ask a couple of more questions, or would it be better to use the closing message at this time?
Yes, we are okay to answer a couple more questions.
Okay. Let me pull them up. The arrowhead that I found here on our property was a surprise, though obviously I know the history of the larger part of the lands around us are, there. What is the history of this land in particular, and why find that now?
Well, the history of the land is not of importance at this time. However, the arrow is more so a message for you personally. And so what we will leave you with is this, to look up what exactly an arrowhead means and the exact color in which it is. And if it has a certain shape, to look that up as well, because it does have a message for you in particular.
Okay. The energy center that this house is on, or this spot in particular, what kind of energy space is this? What is accumulating and what does it do?
What is interesting is there are many different energy centers that you have created within the space of your land. They actually, we will say, incorporate all of the chakras, which is why there are experiences on your land in which many have had contact with, we will say, other beings, or can see auras or spirits and things of that nature. Thus it creates an aligning of the energetic fields when one comes to this space. And it allows energy to be cleared if the soul so wants that.
Is there anything we can do to boost that? Or is it beneficial just the way that it is?
It is beneficial in the way that it is.
Okay. And as we close that out, can you give Kaylah a boost?
Yes.
And are there any closing messages you have that you'd like to speak on?
We know that for some, the messages today were a bit heavy and brought up much emotion. And we want to send all of you love and appreciation for your moving forward on your path and being here today. And we hope that you take the messages today and implement them in the best way that you know how, as you are more than capable. Finding, we will say and remind you, small pockets of joy and finding the love and the connections that you have with the people around you are the most important right now. It is easy to get caught up in negative thoughts about yourself and how you are perceived by others. But we will say that it is important for you to let those go now as much as you can in order to move forward with peace and clarity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And as we close that out and close those doors and that connection, bringing ourselves back to the time and place that we are in now.